What is up guys, it's altcoin season, and today I want to go through one of the biggest projects that can potentially make life-changing gains. In fact, just this time last cycle I made over 100x using this exact strategy in a project called ShopX. And in fact, after that we had many more gains, as it's altcoin season and IDOs tend to be the trending thing at this stage of the cycle. My name's Tyrell, and for the past 4 years I've been making money online and investing the profits from my businesses into stuff like cryptocurrency, ICOs and early investments. And today I want to show you exactly how you can get into a project called Aether Games, which is going to be launching on multiple launch pads. And on average, the launch pads that these projects have been on can make over a 20x return on average. Absolutely crazy. There's so many things that you need to learn today, and I'm very grateful to be sharing them with you. So first things first, let's take a look at Aether Games itself. Aether Games is a trading card game and you can play on Epic Games right now. In fact, if you just click this, you go over to the website, you'll see that you can download and play this game yourself. It's a real thing, it's a real business, and the game really does work. In fact, I personally get addicted to this types of games. That's why personally, I'll be real, I'm not opening this game because last time I got addicted. I'm addicted to Medieval Empires right now. I play it every single day, and I genuinely do see the space is really going to grow. In fact, I used to play games like Yu-Gi-Oh, where you get the trading cards, you level up the trading cards and you can level up and play them. And these types of games, if you look at the industry as a whole, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and if we can just tap into a percentage of that, that's how you make ridiculous gains by investing into startups. Now I want to say this, not all startups work. In fact, most startups fail within the first 5 years. And if you look at most startups in the crypto space, the chart looks like this and then goes down like this. But there's a reason why people still make millions of dollars, and I want to show you exactly how you can play ICOs to make full advantage of this as well. So if you're enjoying the video so far, like and subscribe so you can learn more about ICOs and IDOs. Now, next thing, this project is going to be launching on paid network as well as BULLRun. Now there's two ways that you can invest into this project early and get early access into these types of projects. Number one, you don't need no paid network tokens. You can go ahead and subscribe and follow paid network on Twitter, and when they release how you can invest into this project, you can invest into this in the open pool without needing any tokens. If you can afford 75,000 paid network tokens, you can stake those tokens and get into the early round to invest into this. Next, you can actually launch on Bullrun as well. You can go ahead and check out Bullrun. In fact, if you look here, you can see that the average ROI on Bullrun projects, it's not my data, it's the data of CryptoRank, it's 35.18x. That's over a 3,000% return on average at all-time high. Now, I know that sounds great, but there are a few things that you are going to need to learn. Things like tokenomics, things like understanding how to take profits and when to take profits, and understanding about valuations as well, because all these projects have different types of valuations. It might go up by 35x, but how are you going to be able to take profits? Well, what I suggest you do is, number one, go ahead and check out the free course, which you can find on my channel, in which I explain all about ICOs, IDOs, tokenomics and valuations. Even if you've watched it, go back and jog your memory on it. It's very important. There you can download the due diligence checklist, in which you can go over the checklist, and you can also go over that with Aether Games and see if it's the right fit for you to invest into the project and make an informed decision. Because when this project launches, I know for a fact on paid network it's going to be 25% at TGE. So if it does, for example, a 26x at launch, you will only have 25% of those tokens. If you put 10 grand in it, it goes up to 260 grand. You'll only get 1/4 of that, which is still a lot more than 10 grand. In fact, 260, it's around about 1/4 of that, whatever that is. I'm not going to do quick maths. I know you guys will write me in the comments. Let me know how much it is in the comments, okay? Now, the reason why these projects do very well is if you look at the past IDOs on paid network, you actually sort them by when, okay? So if we look at the earliest investments on there, you'll see in 2021, the early project did very well. If you look at Shadows had an all-time high ROI of 31x. Blind Box's last cycle, 80x. And again, remember I mentioned ShopX, over a 100x. Let's not get started on AIOZ, 184x. So if you was just in these three projects, according to the data last cycle, you could have made life-changing gains. But there's one problem, and that problem is most people isn't, right? Most people will wait for these projects to be validated and do the 100x, and then they'll buy them on market and get wrecked. The issue is because they don't understand tokenomics. Let me remind you to check the free course, because if you do, you'll be able to understand about valuations and you'll be able to take advantage of it. For example, if we look at Nakamoto Games, which launched on paid network, It launched, and instantly, because of the vesting here at TGE, they had 10% at launch for all rounds, and public sale, in fact, they got 50% of their tokens, which means when this project launched, right, if you look at the chart, I'll get the chart up over here. When this project launched, it got decimated, right? It got dumped, right? So if you look here, we had the initial launch, right, which on the day, it went up to over $7.9. $7.9, which is ridiculous. Now, let me ask you this question. At launch, would you rather have been private round or at public round? Quick quiz. Let me know your answers in the comments. I personally would have been in at public round. The reason is because you got 50% of your tokens at launch compared to the private round, which only got 10. Now that gave a massive advantage for public sale investors over the private venture capitalists. This is absolutely amazing. I'm hoping this happens for most projects, okay? After that though, something very interesting happened. Instantly we dumped for 1 week, and the week after we pumped up again, which means not only is it good for public sale investors, but also the people who are investing on the open market if you time it right. There's a very specific things that you can be doing to not only get into the projects at launch, but wait a little bit and dollar cost average in after everybody's dumped their bags. If we look at Zeta Chain, for example, we've seen the same thing with that. We had the initial launch, then we had the airdrops. It's no different to IDOs. Then everybody sells their airdrops and you can buy now. Very similar to Jupiter. I think the same thing again will happen to that. This thing happens every single time because people lose confidence when the price goes down from people selling at early stage, because fair enough. But then guess what happens is the people who sold out early, they regret it because the price goes and pumps again. And the intelligent investors are not only in that private selling up here, but they're also buying down here. It's a very specific strategy. And if you want to know exactly what I'm doing and how I'm playing these things, make sure you join the Telegram link down below. And if you're enjoying the strategy and a little bit of the high level type of stuff, please make sure you like and comment on this video to let me know if I'm on the right track. Okay, now if you do want to get in on Bull Perks as well, what I recommend you do is check out the Bull Perks website. Go ahead and buy some Bull Perks tokens. If you stake them, you'll also be able to invest on Bull Perks as well. Me personally, I know that the launchpad season is coming up. That's why I'm investing into multiple different launchpad projects. If you want to let me know the best launchpad projects, and to be honest, if you look at some of the best launchpads out there, it's very transparent. All you need to do is you can go to Crypto Rank. From Crypto Rank, you can go to ICOs, IDOs, and you can actually look up the best launchpads out here and look up the average ROI. One thing I recommend you take into consideration, especially when you look at launchpads, is not only looking at the average ROI, but looking at how much you can invest into them. For example, I invested into Gamify. I staked $14,000 worth of tokens, and they only gave me a tiny, $150 or $180 worth of guaranteed allocation. No point in it at all. For example, if you look at Paid Network, they're raising over $1 million for Aether games, which means you're going to be able to get a lot more for your dollars for Paid Network, for example. So I don't want to run this video on too long. Hopefully you understand everything about Aether games, how you can invest, and how you can make up to a 20 times return on your investment. And hopefully I've ticked all the boxes. So if you do enjoy this, make sure you check out the next video where you can learn everything about crypto, and also you can learn very specific, in detail, everything you need to know about ICOs, IDOs, launchpads, and how you can make the most out of them and take profits this cycle. Peace.